Let's do a quick check-in while we're giving others a minute to get to circle. If you want to just open up the chat box and take a deep breath and feel into your body or your being or your emotional body, your mental body, just whatever layer sort of pops to mind first. And then type a word to describe how you are, where you are, what first arises. Feeling into giving yourself permission. Giving yourself permission to really go for it. Giving yourself permission to surprise yourself. Giving yourself permission to open to new ways of doing, seeing, thinking, being, even a new way of going through our space together, of going into practice together, of sitting here in this circle together. Giving ourselves permission to be so curious and to go, if I had no recollection of the past, like if I were to just have no recollection of the past, no recollection of how I've gone through previous circles, no recollection of how I've dropped into certain practices, no recollection of how I've typically done my inner processing or my inner world work or my accessing of true self or my soul work. I have zero recollection of that. I have no memory. It's literally like inviting ourselves to come to a space of no memory, no mind. I don't even know how I used to do it. I don't even know. I don't know how I used to do it. I don't know how I used to relate to archetypes. I don't know how I used to drop in and use this breath, sound, movement, visualization, energetic intention. I don't know. I don't know. And letting ourselves be okay to be in the unknown, right? Because I can feel there's just a quick little bubble up of uncomfort. Like, fuck, I like the known. But just us being, it's okay. It's okay to be in the unknown. Being in the unknown is going to allow for something totally unfathomable to wake up in me, to arise, to unfold, to be shown to me. I am so safe in the unknown. It is so okay to just for right now have no memory, no recollection, no mind of how I've done any of this in the past. I just don't know. I just don't know. Now here's a quick bring this into real life. Can you imagine going to your partner or your mom or your lover or your best friend and literally going, I have no recollection of how we have related in the past. I have no recollection of patterns that we've operated on. I have no memory. I'm literally going to be so surprised by who you are, who I am, and how we dance together. I have no idea how we used to dance together. That is not at all relevant to me. It's not at all. I'm so curious and fascinated, Mom, by who you are. I'm so curious and fascinated by how this being so present in the moment to this new, to who you newly are, to who I newly am, to how we newly relate to each other. That same old conversation, I can't even remember it. I can't even remember the fucking trigger that I've had my whole life. When you say this, you do this, I trigger into this. I don't even know, it's not even there. And if it arises, okay, cool, then it's true and it's present and it's still valid. But if it doesn't, oh shit, that's cool. That was a pretty beautiful healing. That I really didn't even have to do much for other than just not remember. Other than just not drag all of my shit around with me from forever ago into everything and forever. So I just wanted to bring that into real life to go, okay, yeah, we're working on this, very like microcosm of energy here in our space, right? But to go, okay, this microcosm that we're working on about no memory, not knowing how we process energy, not knowing how we come to circle, is quite literally the macrocosm of the all of everything in our life. And letting it fucking be that, right? So us being, I'm not just doing this inner work because it's fun or it's an escape from real life or it's like a good 2 hours of Netflix, right? I'm actually doing this because it reverberates into everything. And so just taking this moment to go, let that channel in myself open. Let that channel in myself open so that when I do my deep inner work, whether it be here in our bone circle or it be somewhere else on my own practice or another workshop or something else I'm doing, let it run right through me and into my life. So it's like you're somehow visualizing that channel opening. Maybe you visualize your body, the energy moving through your inner world and your inner work that we're doing, and you literally feel your body becoming maybe more permeable or energy flowing outward and into your life. Maybe you breathe the lines open. Maybe you dance those lines open. Just another minute here. Really trusting how you are called to open those lines to the next degree. Maybe those lines have already been open. Of course they're open, right? That's the nature of life, but it's like we're giving them juice. It's also like we're releasing any ways that we block our inner world from our outer world, because let me tell you, we all do that. Whether we're conscious of it or not, we do it. This is my inner world, my spiritual life, where I only do yoga. And then this is my intelligent life, my get shit done life, my mundane life, my whatever it is. And so feeling into and being honest with self, how do you separate them? I know I still I live, eat, and breathe spirituality. And I still have this weird thing in my brain where I literally think my family doesn't know what I'm doing. I have thousands of public videos online that my family watches. I know they watch them. They tell me they watch them. I still somehow do this weird, funny, protective thing where I think that they don't know, right? And so, but it's just being honest with self about it. Just us being so okay, like, I'm scared to be seen. I want to protect my spiritual world and my inner world. And that's so beautiful. And that's also so okay. It's not that we need to be out displaying everything publicly and totally open about everything. I use this line sometimes of chatting away the grace, where it's like, no, this is sacred. And this is actually not to be shared. If I do share, I'm literally chatting away the grace. But there's a line, that fine line to walk. And so I'm inviting us to find that line, so we're not too far out here chatting away the grace, but we're also not blocking our inner work from rippling out into our lives. Does that make sense? Yeah? And so just trusting your own system, trusting your own soul, it's kind of like turning it over to your soul. Like, my brain is never going to figure out where this line is at. I don't know where this line is at. but my soul knows. And so you almost feel like little self or left brain logical or ego, or just kind of like thinking rational self. You almost imagine thinking rational self taking the back seat and inviting soul forward, right? So just breathe that if you want to close your eyes, if you want to move in a way that supports that, but it's like you're allowing soul to take the driver's seat, trusting soul wisdom, trusting soul wisdom. And so just feeling, okay, whew, you're in the driver's seat. Fuck, you might mess up my life. You might rip that relationship away a little quicker than my little self is ready for, or you might call in the new relationship a little quicker than my little brain thought it was ready for, but I'm still gonna just go on an adventure with you. So let's have a little fun with this. Like, I'm still gonna just let this be an adventure, like a soul exploration adventure. Just some wild ass ride that my soul is gonna take me on. And so just feeling into, okay, how much can I surrender over to this wild ass ride that my soul is about to take me on? And you just sort of, okay, whew. My little self just seems to completely disappear and go like, yes, this is gonna be so great. And like almost let yourself, I don't know, if you can find some joy in this, or some aliveness, or some excitement, or some curiosity, like, wow, I wonder what the heck is gonna unfold when I turn the steering wheel over to my soul. Like, shit, okay, well, guess I'm gonna find out. And so now with soul in the driver's seat, breathing, sounding, moving, whatever supports, really sing to you in this moment, visualization, energetic intention, but giving soul permission to flood the whole of your life with its wisdom. Like, all right, soul, like, open up that line. I'm okay. And you might feel it open up the line into your friendships, into your work in the world, into what it is you're creating, into how you raise your children, into family life, into all of these different areas of life, into home. I feel like I'm gonna get thrown out of my home. You might even get little insights as you do this and just see what happens, right? Like I just see a for sale sign right on the front of the ReWilding Retreat Center. And so just trusting, like, okay, whew, I'm letting soul sit in the driver's seat and just light up all these different areas of my life. Is there an area of my life that I do not want my soul to light up? That I do not want this like soul light to illuminate? Just being totally real, like, I'm cool with you dancing in my home life, my family life, my career life, but don't you dare touch this one, because I really want to keep control of this one, or seemingly control of this one. Like, right, this one, my health, this particular relationship, I want to try to control this. I definitely want to be bringing some logic to this. I'm not turning this one over. And just going, okay, this might be the one that I should really turn over. This might be the one that would have the most healing effect in my life. the most profound transformation in my life, might be the one that I'm trying to hold onto the tightest. I'll just give us a minute here in silence for any insights that are coming, anything that you might want to write down. Like, I would probably write down, fuck. I might be moving. Fuck. But any insights that have arisen for you, or any feels, it doesn't have to be an insight. It might not be coming to you in that way. It might come through in just feels or sensations, or even a mantra to remember this. Even just words to remember this tomorrow, next week, the next time we forget, like, oh, why don't I just let go and turn this over to my soul? Oh, why am I working so hard on this? Why am I writing pros and cons lists and fighting the crap out of myself when I could literally just turn it over to a higher wisdom and then trust the unfolding? So there might be those words. And I'll leave us here for a minute to just, maybe 2 minutes. I'll give us 2 minutes to just be and let anything arise. And I'll call us back in 2. And coming into our circle, coming to the screen when you're ready. Just feeling for a moment. I'll share this because I think it's what's coming as the most useful thing to share, the most valuable piece to share. It's on a personal level as an example of something, and sometimes when it's on a personal level, my brain will go there and then it will literally go blank. Like, it'll literally just black out, like, bah! That's what happened. Here it is. There is such a shift taking place. And I don't know how we're all feeling it or sensing into it, or how loud or how subtle it might be for each of us. We can talk about it in astrological terms. We could talk about it in collective terms, news headlines. I think the best way that I can talk about it is just raw energetics. It's just raw energetics of it. At the very start of this year, I remember mentioning the words new technologies, new sacred, new psycho-spiritual technologies coming through. And we had so many comments about that, so much feedback about that. And it was like it struck a chord. To me, it struck this chord of newness that we were starting to head into at the start of the year. And we've arrived. We've arrived at least this moment in time where there is so much healing, shifting, shedding of the old, opening up to the new on offer. So much. It's almost so much that we can't keep up, that our physical bodies are struggling to keep up. I know Some of us are really getting hit physically, like I'm so tired. Some of us are getting it from almost a mental level or a psychic level, or we're so fucking sensitive. Like we're so empathic. We're uber sensitive. We can't even tell if it's our emotion or if it's the collective's emotion at the moment. So it's touching us in very different ways. Let me just feel for a second. Here's what I would love to do is feel what's going on for you. So in this, some can talk about it as we're moving into the age of Aquarius. Some can talk about it as the collective consciousness is literally shifting. Some can talk about it with this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in Pisces of just, oh my God, this is a lot of grace. This is high vibrational. Some will talk about it from like intergalactic energies really coming in, solar flares, and I'm not even well versed on all of those words and how to speak about that. But just like, whoa, some of us can talk about the veils are so thin. Some of us feel it more shamanically, right? And that would be our language, is like, oh my gosh, like the veil between the seen and the unseen is just so stinking thin right now. Some of us are feeling it on a real physical level, like we're getting really dizzy, we're getting headaches a lot, our bodies are just doing weird, unexplainable things. For some of us, our meditations are off the charts, or we literally can't meditate, or our dreams are crazy right now. But just like honoring, again, this is so unique to each of us. It is so unique to each of us, but really like allowing for your experience to like bubble up to the surface and for it to be seen. I sprained my ankle again 2 days ago, right? I think we were in circle and I was talking about did I talk about that in the last circle? Maybe not. I sprained my ankle twice in 3 weeks. The same one. This is just ridiculous to me. But that's part of what's happening for me. And so like really going, okay, this is what's happening. My friendships are on the fritz right now. That's not what's happening for me, but I'm just offering out like different examples of this is what's coming. And so let's just take this moment to go, wow, this is the theme that's been loud in my life. This is what's been going on. Can be physical, can be something in our physical world, something very tangible, can be energetic, can be psycho-spiritual, and just maybe making a note of it. Or if you want to share in the chat, I think that can really help, just so it's almost like we know we're not alone. We're not losing our shit, right? We're okay. And we're not alone. We're all, and here's now I'm giving you my own thoughts. So these are just Sabrina thoughts on this. My sense is that light workers, however you want to define light workers, I think every single person in this circle is a light worker, or you kind of wouldn't be here hanging out, are getting hit hard. Like we're getting hit hard. Like we're because we've opened so much. We are so aware. We are very awake. We are much more conscious, and we're really feeling it. And we're kind of looking at the world who's maybe not done as much inner work. We're like, hey, are you not feeling as fucked up as I'm feeling? Like, are you not like, how are you not feeling this? This is like, what? So I just want to give us this moment to be with each other in this way and go, this is intense energy. We're at an intense time. I think with this, there is this excitement. There is this shift that's happening. There is, right? It really is this moving into the new. And what feels most important for me to share with us in our circle right now at this time is let's find ways to ground this in, to embody this, to bring this into our beings and through our beings into our world, right? Hence the practice that we just did before. But it's, let's not let this high level vibration spin us out, cause us to get delusional. This potential that we have is not just to feel good for a month, right? It's not just to be high as a kite and to feel good and to, trip out, for the next month and have amazing visuals and great dreams. Because what I see so fucking often, and this is the feisty part, what I see so fucking often is all that we are seeking is the damn experience of it. It's like the high. We seek the high, we seek the experience, but we never anchor it in. We never integrate it. We never embody it. It never comes into our lives. I see so many people doing plant medicine or doing journeys or going on workshops, breath workshops, whatever it is. So many. And it's just this one-off magnificent fucking experience like they just went to Disney World for a day. And that's it. It's like, hold on a second. This could heal when worked with it in an integrative, embodied way. This can heal some of the things that you thought were unhealable. This can literally bring complete change to your family relationships. This can literally open up the doors that you've been dying to be opened up for your entire life, and they're just not opening. That's what this has the potential to do. Not just feel fucking good for a month. And that's, to me, what we have an opportunity to do. And to me, this is what this month is about. This is what this next level of being spiritual beings having a human existence, of embodying the divine, of embodying our spirit, of embodying our soul, of embracing our soul in soulful expression. Whew. That was the feisty. I share this with just love, right? Like, please do not let the fire come across as anything but love, because it's love. It's from this place of love, like, and this place of, I see the potential that is here. I see the potential in each of us. I see the potential in our space. I see it's also myself, like holding myself to this exact same fire that I'm inviting all of us to hold ourselves to. And I'm not saying that this has to be work, right? Like, we enjoy it. We embrace this. It is ecstasy. It is glorious. But what I'm asking us to move beyond, to mature beyond, is this almost like sneaky level of spiritual bypassing that we consider embodiment. Right? Do you feel that one? It's like this sneaky little sly thing that is like slipped into, oh, but if I'm embodying it and if there's pleasure, right? Like I'm also ready to just go blow up all of these pleasure workshops. No, I think that they do really great things in the world, but I think that the shadow side of them should also be talked about. And it's this, yes, I'm going to embody the pleasure, and I'm going to embody the grace that's coming through, and the bliss that's coming through, and the joy that's coming through this month, and the newness and the potentials. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to act on the potentials. I'm going to let the potential move through me into the world. I'm going to face my own little self, and I'm going to make sure it gets in the back seat so that I can let it move through. Instead of just, wow, great experience. I loved April. Wee. Wow, I feel lots of pleasure, but my relationship still sucks. I still hate my job. I still have no money. All of these things are still not working in my life, but I had a really great shamanic trip over the weekend in the drumming circle. I'm inviting us to step into a place where life is joy all of the time. We don't need to go to the drumming circle to feel good. We don't need to do the plant medicine to access our spirit. We don't need to, we live it. And for me, this month has more of that potential in it than any other month that I've seen since I started holding space, since I started doing this work, right? To me, this month, this April has more potential than I've ever seen. It's tricky. It's also tricky to embody it, to allow it to permeate the deepest places of our being, to allow it to permeate the parts of ourselves that don't trust the divine, the parts of ourselves that don't trust our soul, that don't trust. We can say the divine feminine. We can also say the divine masculine. We could say God. We could say spirit. We could say Mother Nature. All of the different terms and ways and different aspects of the divine that we want to look at. Let's just sit in silence for a moment. Let's just kind of let all of that sink in and almost feeling where in my body do I maybe not trust the divine? Where in my life do I maybe not trust my soul? You can use soul, divine, God, spirit, goddess, whatever works for you, whatever you're most called to in this moment. And let's just start with the body. So I'll guide us through some different layers here, but maybe just breathing your whole body open, feeling your toes, feeling your ankles, feeling your calves, feeling your knees, feeling your thighs, feeling your hips, feeling the whole of your pelvic region, feeling your belly, feeling your chest, your spine, your whole torso, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, feeling your neck, feeling your head. Just kind of scanning, It's almost like you reach up and grab a bit of grace from above. You reach up and grab some soul spark, some spirit essence, some God juju, some goddess, Shakti, whatever words again that you're feeling to use. It's almost like you reach out and you're bringing that into your body. And you're like, oh, okay, this flows easily into my head, flows easily into my heart. Whoa, my right shoulder wants nothing to do with divine grace. And just go, okay, cool. I see you. Maybe I'll just let it flood around the area. And then keep scanning the body. Maybe you stay with that spot if you feel to. Maybe you keep scanning oh, I found another little niggly spot. And maybe you bring that divine grace around it again, just to see if it loosens it or eventually permeates it. And then we'll just do one last spot. So I don't want to take too much time on this practice. It's something that you could do daily for the month, and I'll talk about this in focus practices for the month, but just while we're together, maybe one last spot. If there's any last thing that you want to do, just the space to do that. Anything else arising in this moment? So that's kind of one way of working with this theme of really embodying and integrating the new, really embodying and integrating our own evolution, our own upgrade, our own rewiring that's taking place this month.